you want to just get started?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, give me that sweet intro.
Hello, and welcome to Side Character Quest. I'm once again your guest, Eli, playing the role of Sir Rodrick. And with you, as always, is your host.
Hey. What's up?
Grumpy Steve, is that you?
This is Grumpy Steve.
Grumpy Steve, where's Ty?
Oh, he's out. I'm just doing a little bit of maintenance down here.
Grumpy Steve, what kind of maintenance are you doing? We're kind of on a schedule.
Well, there's a convection coil that I gotta take care of.
Why does Ty have a convection coil with his computer? I don't understand it. That's in ovens, generally.
It's also in radiators and heaters and stuff.
Why does... Okay, well,
It's
it is
cold
kind of
up
rude for
north.
you... Yeah, okay, that's fair. It's kind of rude of you to just be answering Ty's calls like this. Can you go get Ty?
Ty! Hey! Mate! Yeah! Oh, okay, you sure? Alright. He wants me to do the show.
Well, you can't do the show, Grumpy Steve. You don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Is it like Force and Destiny?
I mean, kind of. It uses a very different role-playing system, though. Force and Destiny is more, successes and failures.
It's got lightsabers, right?
This game does not have lightsabers. This is a fantasy base.
I need lightsabers. If I'm gonna do some nerd shit, I gotta have lightsabers. Sorry, I think I'm gonna have to go.
All right, Grumpy Steve, just you have a good one.
You too. You know, I'd appreciate it if you stopped calling me Grumpy Steve.
I would, but that's your first and last name, Grumpy Steve.
My name is Grumple Stevens, and you know it. You know damn well.
All right, Mr. Stevens.
Now, you can call me Grumples.
okay, Grumples. It was good talking to you as usual.
Hey, you tell your mom and dad that have a good day.
I will.
Bye.
Thank you, Grumples.
All right, bye.
Hey, okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, cool, yeah. Yeah, I know. All right. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Ty, did you see Grumpy Steve?
Grumples, Mr. Grumples.
Yeah, is he getting some convection coil fixed? You got some heating problems up in...
I just let him poke around. He doesn't have a lot going on.
You really shouldn't just let Grumples in your house like that.
I know, but he's ever since his
I already
penguin
did
died.
the intro.
Okay, well let's just go in, okay? So what happened last time? Do you want me to do the recap? Or you got it?
Yeah, you do the recap.
All right.
You got it.
Oh, man. Okay, so last time, in the last episode, Sir Rodrick and Velma were making their way through a tunnel. You guys sidestepped a couple of puzzles that I had thrown your way, managed to avoid having to fight a bulette, which is a sort of rocky, ground, sharky, wolfy thing.
Very similar to Grumples.
Very similar to Grumples. And you guys... made your way farther down the path through this tunnel until you came upon an opening and found yourself face to face with a community of skeleton people. And you are looking over this community and are not feeling great about the situation. What do you do?
I look over and see how Velma's doing.
She is looking nervous. You had shoved a short sword into her hand. She is...
Hand axe.
Was it a hand axe?
Yeah, I don't have a short sword.
I thought you had stolen one from a skeleton.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Never mind.
You had shoved a short sword into her hand, and she is gripping it. You can tell she has never swung a sword in her life. She has terrible posture. but she is gripping it, holding it out in front of herself. You guys are both on the back of the horse, so I guess like she's not really holding out in front of herself. But yeah, you guys are looking from Moonboom across
Moonbeam.
across the this space. What she does not look super confident about the situation, but she has that short sword you gave her. You guys are astride Moonboom, and she looks like she's going to take your lead.
Okay. Sir Rodrick hops off Moonbeam, Moonbeam, and he reaches up, which I assume would not be as high as if it was a person on the horse, and touches Velma's shoulder and says, "Never fear to act, although caution is wise. We can get through this." And I reach over and I take the short sword out of Velma's hand because I'm afraid she's going to cut herself, and I kind of tuck it into her belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is Velma wearing, by the way? Like, what kind of clothes does she have on?
It doesn't. So I want to say that it's going to count basically as leather armor, but it doesn't really look like armor in the traditional sense. It's more of rough stuff that a person living out in the woods would wear.
Does she have a hood?
She does have a hood. Yes.
Okay, I reach up and kind of pull the hood over her head, so it kind of like shields her face a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I have chainmail, so most of me is covered pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to take the reins of Moonbeam and just kind of like keeping my head down, trying not to attract any attention. What's the layout? So it's just this big city underground.
So I sort of misspoke a little bit when I said city. It's more of a community with some buildings and some movement. What you're looking at right now ahead of you is imagine a vertical rectangle laid out in front of you.
Okay.
And on the right side are 4 buildings. On the left side are 4 lamps. Big, tall, like lanterns. And then down the center is a continuation of this path you're on. However, the path you're on is a slight hill that goes down to join with the path going through this community. Like very slight, like maybe a couple of feet down. Mm-hmm. To the right of you is a smaller path that goes up and behind the buildings all the way to the other side of the place. So rather than going through the center, it just goes up, back, and into the other end of the city.
Okay. So I'm going to
Town is a better word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keeping my face down. Mm-hmm. I am going to steer Moonbeam. I'm walking. Velma's riding Moonbeam, and I'm kind of leading Moonbeam down that smaller right-hand path.
Okay, so you're going up and behind the 4 buildings.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And you're just gonna keep walking until you're stopped, or until something happens.
I'm trying to get to the other side of this town, but I'm also like keeping an eye out to see what I can notice about. It's less of a let's just get to the other side, because Rodrick is probably suspicious that this is where the girl may have ended up, mm-hmm. and more of a let's keep to the outskirts until we understand what this is.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're walking along. Roll me a perception check to see what sort of stuff you notice.
That is a critical fail.
Yeah, you get all the way to the other side. You don't really notice much of anything. You're so like focused on making sure that Velma is comfortable and not like freaking out. She's shaking a little bit as she's like looking around the space, that you do not take in the environment at all. You get to the other side of this. You get about 3/4 of the way through this town before you realize that you have not really been paying attention at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourself between one of the buildings, between the third building from your initial look and the wall of the cavern. And the path continues in front of you, but yeah, what do you do at this point?
Are there any skeletons around us or any people or anything?
There are none on this path. You realize that you have not really been paying proper attention as you walked by to see between the buildings. You don't see, there's no windows on the backside of the buildings. There's no way for you to really see, get a census of who is here from this perspective.
Okay, well, oh man, Rodrick, that was a bad roll. Sir Rodrick, are there any windows looking into the building?
Not from the side you're on.
Okay.
And you're not 100% sure whether there were on the sides of the building or on the front of the building or anything like that.
Okay. Sir Rodrick turns to Velma and says, I'm going to try to investigate this. Will you be okay here?
She grips the reins and she looks at the horse at Moonbeam, looks back at you and gives a quick nod. Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Okay, so Rodrick starts going in between two of the buildings to see if he can find a window or some way in.
Okay.
Trying to keep his head low, still, and kind of I'm gonna say he's gonna kind of adjust his walking to try to mimic the movements of the skeletons that he's seen walk already.
Okay. Do you go to the left of the building you're behind or the right of the building?
I go left.
Okay. So you are in between the second and third building and you're just sort of walking and you're looking specifically for a window?
Or a door, just anything open.
Gotcha. On the building on the right, you find a iron door. You don't see any elsewhere.
Ooh, just a closed door, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The most dangerous item in all of Dungeons and Dragons is a closed door.
It has a slot about eye level.
Can I open the slot?
You could try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to open the slot.
So you reach up and you try to move it and you can't. It feels like it's really just stuck and jammed in place. Maybe if you had something to some sort of thing to just cram in that little crack and give you some leverage to open it up. If I
had a crowbar,
that'd be really useful in this situation.
I guess I can't use my hammers.
The hammer is just the handle's a little bit too big.
Too big.
It's too big. It won't fit in there.
Okay, Ty. I'm gonna grab my hand axe and try using the blade of that to wedge into the gap and try to push it open.
Okay. Give me a, I'm going to say...
You know what? Actually, that's ridiculous. That's a very obvious thing that I'm trying to do just out here in front of a lot of people.
You're in an alley. You have not seen any people walk within eyesight yet. Just point of order.
Yeah, I'm just thinking... a person trying to open up a piece of a door, if anyone was to walk by, that would be more obvious than me just opening the door.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to open the door.
Okie doke. Yeah, so you reach over and...
Oh, wait.
Yep.
I'm opening the door with my left hand,
Yo.
and I have my hand axe in my right hand ready to strike if something nasty's on. So I'm preparing the action to strike if I come face to face with something that I don't like.
I like that you're using your hand axe because what I imagine happened here is Sir Rodrick, reached up to try to pry open this slot and then was like, wait, I'm a fucking idiot. Wait, I'm not doing this. And rethought his position. Okay, so you are reaching up and grab the handle of the door and you try to pull it and it is locked.
Mm-hmm. Exactly as I thought. I'm going to try to push on the door.
You push on the door, and the door does not open. Do you want to push? Are you trying to break down the door?
I mean, that wasn't my plan. So what I'm going to do now
Okay.
is hand axe in hand, I'm going to kind of like roll to the side so that when the door opens, like I could sneak in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you knock on the door. You wait for a few minutes and nothing happens. A few moments.
So tell me, how's this door look? Like, do you want me to do a perception check to see if I can kick this door down?
It looks hardy. If you're just trying to see if this looks like something you would be able to kick down, looking at it, you sort of feel like maybe if you're just going based off of what this door looks like to you, you would think that you can't knock it down.
Okay.
Maybe there's something like wrong with it structurally. Maybe there's maybe the wall is weakened in some way, but you would not suspect that just looking at it.
Okay. I guess I'm going to continue to walk around to the front of the building.
Okay.
Again, keeping my head low. And
Okay. Roll me a just general stealth check.
11.
11? Okay. Yeah, all right, cool. You get to the edge of this this little small alley. You peek your head around the corner, and right as you're doing that, a skeletal human creature, humanoid creature, a skeleton walks by in front of you, but then just keeps on walking.
Is there a door to this building?
Yeah, so if you look to the right, you see that there is in fact a double door setup.
Okay. I'm going to try to open those double doors.
All right. So you step out into this big open street. There are a few figures you see in the pale glow from the lamps across the way. And you go over to those double doors and you open that door, you slide in, and you find yourself in a very, very dark room. There's dust filling the space. You see a little bit of the glow filtering in through windows on the front, but the windows are so caked in dust that it's really not tons of light is making its way through the already dim light. What are you doing when you're in here? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for any sign of anything. Like, that's not just a skeleton walking around. I'm trying to figure out what this place is and whether or not that missing girl is here. So I'm going...
I believe that you had recently rested, so you should have both of your spells available to you.
Okay, I'm going to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a feel if there's anything in the room with me right now. So I know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not in total cover.
Okay.
I know the type of it, but not its identity. And I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
When you say total cover, what does that mean exactly?
So I would assume things that are outside I could not see or could not sense, or like things that wait,
I just looked it up.
Okay.
A target has total cover if it is completely concealed by an object. I'm imagining this as sort of like a invisible wave of like sonar or something that's emanating out from you.
Yeah.
And if it hits anything that is holy, then it sends that message back to you. But if something was just physically blocking that, then it wouldn't send that message back to you, which sort of differs from how we had you use it before. But, such is life. So you're just using this to try to detect any sort of fiends or consecration or anything like that in this space?
Yes, that are in like this building.
Okay. You send out this wave and you have a very strong feeling that there are no of those skeletal creatures within the space. You get that same sort of feeling of dread, of presence of dark black magic emanating throughout everywhere that you were getting before.
Yeah.
You do notice, though, a bit of an absence of that from a desk that is towards the front of the space that you're in. So you walk in, you see this sort of open foyer type of area. It's fairly large, and at the end of that foyer area is a desk.
Okay. I'm going to go to the desk.
Okay.
and investigate it.
You look around and you see, covered in dust, a pendant sitting on the desk. And it's just a gemstone, and you get a feeling of some sort of divine energy coming from it. It feels not dissimilar to what you get from when you've practiced this spell before and you've practiced it in your Church of Lumen. It feels not dissimilar to the feeling you would get from things consecrated. Sorry, what's blessed? Blessed.
Yeah.
Things blessed in the name of Lumen, although you do not recognize it as belonging to Lumen.
Okay. Alrighty. And is that pretty much all that's in this building?
Yeah. Well,
Or all that's...
that is all in this room. There is a door on the left and a door on the right.
Okay. I'm going...
behind this, on the wall that this desk is next to.
Okay. I'm going to light a candle, because that's the closest thing I have to a torch, apparently. And I'm going to go through one of those doors.
All right, which one are you doing?
Door number 1, the right.
You go to that door and pop it open. It's kind of crumbly. It's not in great condition, but it comes open without much resistance. You see in front of you a small space with what looks like some sort of jail cell.
And it's empty?
It's empty. You also, I should say, see a iron doorway.
Okay. Judging based on what I know, would that iron doorway be the doorway that leads?
The very same.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that room and then go through the other door.
You find yourself in an area with another desk. You see a small stairwell in the corner, little spiral stairwell. That is all you see.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go up those stairs.
Oh, there is like a little lamp on the desk.
Okay, would I be correct in saying that lamp might put out more light than my candle?
That is indeed correct.
All right, so I'm going to use my candle to light the lamp, and then I'm going to snuff out the candle, and I'm going to take that lamp up the stairs.
Cool. You go up the stairs and find a bedroom. There's a bed. There is a little chest, and yeah, that's all you see.
You know I'm going to open that chest, right?
Yeah, you pop open that chest.
And there's 5 billion gold coins.
No, there is, I want to make sure I have the right word here.
The small girl that I've been looking for. Mission accomplished. We can all go home.
Yes, the small girl that you've been looking for. No, you open up this chest and you find some very tattered old clothes. You also find some basic chainmail and a very old short sword.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
I guess I'm going to leave this building then. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just tottering around here. So there's 3 other large buildings on this side of the town.
Yes. Are you still in the room while you're trying to make this decision, or where are you?
I'm just walking. I'm leaving. There's this building's bullshit. There's nothing here except for a lamp and a pendant. I guess I'll go into building number 1 or number 2 because I'm in building number 3, right?
Yes, you are in building number 3.
All right. I'm gonna walk out, same little shuffling, keeping my head down, and try to go over to this second building and see if there's a door there.
Okay, you go over and you find that there is another door on the front of this building, and as you are approaching it to open it opens up of its own accord, and a skeletal figure, very hunched, runs into you and stumbles over.
I keep my head, immediately just whip my head down and kind of make this sound. Ugh.
The skeleton turns its head towards you and sort of gestures. You can hear sort of a rattling sound as its bones crack against each other, and looks very, very disgruntled. And then is slowly getting itself up.
So it's down on the ground right now?
Yes.
All right. Is there anyone around? Is it just me and this one skeleton?
You very quickly look around and you see at least one or two other figures off in the dim light.
Fuck. I'm gonna crush its skull. I'm gonna like bite the curb stomp this skull, because I can't have anything bad happening here.
All right. So are you trying to be quiet?
I am trying to be quick.
Okay.
And also, yeah, like my plan is to stomp its skull and then dive into the room and close the door behind me.
Okay, sweet. Give me a damage roll. Is this person's just on the ground, or this skeleton's just on the ground?
What kind of damage?
It is not putting up a fight.
Like
like with your boot.
I guess it's a D4.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
You pulverize this thing's skull, and it goes limp and is just laying on the ground.
Rad.
And you very quickly just sort of this thing is falling on the ground. It's leaning backwards. You step forward, crush its skull under your foot, and then while glancing around wildly, jump through the door that it came out of, slam the door behind you. Well, quietly close the door behind you, and then sigh of relief. Look around the room and find yourself in what appears to be a tavern full of these creatures, these skeletal creatures.
I have fucked up.
What do you do?
I have fucked up real bad. I back out of the tavern slowly.
The barkeep is looking at you.
I just kind of and then back out of the bar slowly.
At that noise, a couple others looked your way and one of them started to sort of push out their seat, but then you get out of the building. You are now standing you are standing in front of a tavern atop a crushed skull. What do you do?
I head back to Moonbeam and Velma.
Okay. You climb your way back up that little slight hill and are next to Moonbeam and Velma. Velma, she eyes you as you approach, as in she sees you coming, and she's quietly says, "What happened? What have you found out?"
Well, Velma, we seem to have found ourselves in a city of skeletons.
Well, yeah.
There's a tavern, and they saw me.
Okay.
There's also some sort of jail cell. I found a pendant. That's kind of cool, but again, I was spotted. I did crush a skeleton skull, so that is one less skeleton we have to worry about.
Okay. So what do we do now?
Well, Velma, I'm open to suggestions. I think maybe... Wait, did I notice any of the skeletons, were they armed, or are they just, straight up skeletons walking around?
The one that you crushed the skull of was not armed. The barkeeper did not appear to be armed. Everybody else you did not really get a good look at.
Okay.
You didn't notice anybody in, full armor or anything.
All right, I'm going to say, Velma, as far as I can tell, this is a a town of civilian skeletons. So
what does that even mean?
They seem like people minus the flesh and organs.
That kind of is an important part, though.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Maybe we can talk to them? We have two options, Velma.
Okay.
We either go into the middle of town and try to learn more about this, or we just keep going straight through and hope that this is the weirdest thing we see today.
I'm gonna vote that we just try to make our way out.
That was me. That wasn't Rodrick. That was me. Because I feel like a City of the Dead is generally an important plot point. You know what, Velma? I say we take a chance. I'm feeling pretty good about my abilities to in this case, literally crack some skulls if needed.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you want to come with me to try to talk to the skeleton people? Or are you good here?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Here's my thought process. All right.
Okay.
I don't know how much of a help I'm gonna be in a fight.
Fair.
All right.
Fair.
So what I'm thinking is, what we do is, I'll position myself at the end of town. All right. And if you get in trouble, you yell out for me, and I'll ride through on Moonbeam, grab you up, and then we can make our way out to the other side. So you do what you're gonna try to do, and I'll be like the escape rope.
Okay. Okay, good idea, Velma. I like that.
All right? Yeah. All right. Good.
All right. And then before I leave, I put my hand on her shoulder and say, "May Lumen light our path in these dark times."
Cool.
And then I turn to leave.
She says cool, and she starts writing. She's not as smooth of a writer as you are, but she makes her way to the entrance where you guys originally came in, and it looks like she's going to post up there.
Okay, I'm going to walk to the center of town.
Okay. So the center of town, because it's sort of this rectangle, there's not a dead center. It's more of not intentional. It's more of that there is a section that's the middle of the road. I guess there is a dead center of town. But it's between the alleyway that you went down earlier. If you just go straight out that alleyway, then you are in the closest thing there is to a center of the town.
Okay. Is there anyone there?
You see a sort of offset. So there's that main road that goes through the whole of the town, and to the left of that road, across from the buildings, there is a small sort of square area and a statue, and there are a couple of people sitting, skeletons, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Sitting, one of them is sitting at the foot of the statue. One of them is sitting at a park bench to the side. And yeah, they're just sort of hanging out.
Man, for a city full of skeletons, this place is pretty lively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Moving on from that, I'm going to go up to the skeleton that's sitting at the foot of the statue.
Okay.
I'm going to try a novel thing, and I'm going to try to talk to the skeleton. I realize that it's going to be pretty rough if these skeletons are just perfectly sentient, perfectly fine, like people, considering I crushed one skull. But, you know, the undead are not generally considered holy things. So
yeah.
I'm going to go up to the skeleton and be like, wait. How large is the skeleton's pelvis?
What?
Yeah, like proportional to
body. We're doing the same thing that we did with the horse.
I'm gonna sex the skeleton.
I think you need to rephrase that.
No, that's the correct biological term. I'm gonna sex the skeleton.
I know that's the correct biological term.
I'm gonna sex the skeleton, Ty.
Approaching the skeleton, you can tell by the ragged garb that it is wearing that it appears to be female.
Then I'm gonna walk up to it and say, "Excuse me, ma'am. I'm new in town and was hoping to get some information."
The person, the skeleton, I'm just gonna say person sometimes, I'm not gonna correct myself. She looks up towards you and is holding like a book cover, and closes the book and sets it down beside herself and just sort of looks at you, and her jaw moves a little bit.
Can you speak?
And her jaw moves a little bit more, and then it stops, and she tilts her head a little bit to the side.
Can you hear? Shake your head no, nod your head yes.
Her head, she tilts it a little bit farther, and then she nods and looks around a little bit.
Okay. Am I the only living person in this city? Yes or no?
She picks up her book and holds it to her chest and gets up and walks away.
Wait. Okay. That is officially the strangest thing I've ever done in my life. I guess he's gonna walk to the skeleton on the bench.
All right. This skeleton is wearing what looks to be, well, do you want to do an insight check?
Sure. I'll do an insight check.
Yeah, so all of these skeletons are wearing clothes of some sort, but the clothes are all various degrees of just like ragged.
I got a 13 insight.
13. You can tell that this appears to be a working man's clothes, which is not to, like, they are a toiler, a menial laborer of some sort. They may or may not be a male person.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to the this guy and say, "Hello, sir. Done with a full day of work?"
They look up towards you and nod their head.
I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for a young girl.
They shift their position a little bit and set their hand in their chin and turn, look around a little bit, and then lean back on the thing. Mouth moves a little bit, jaw moves a little bit, and then they gesture out into the town.
So you've seen a young girl in this town?
They shake their head and look at you and sort of gesture towards you.
I'm the young girl?
The person sort of turns away from you.
No, that is fair. Is there someone that I might talk to around here to get some information about this? And at that, like, Rodrick is waving his hands around, indicating the city.
Oh, indicating the city. Interesting. Okay. He looks at you, looks you up and down, and his jaw waggles a little bit, and he points towards that first building that you went to, building number 3.
I went in there. There wasn't anyone in that building.
He shrugs.
I pull out the pendant. Does this mean anything to you, my good sir?
What does it? Does it mean anything to him? He nods his head, and he cocks his head to the side, and his mouth moves a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much what he does.
Is there a You know what? Thank you, sir. You've done great. I'm gonna leave and head to the tavern.
He puts up his hand to his head. His head sort of shakes a little bit, and then he sticks out his hand, palm up.
Sticks his hand to his head.
Like sort of in front of his mouth.
Okay. Like, is he asking for food?
You could give me an insight check.
11.
He's asking for something. It's kind of hard to tell what.
Okay. Mouth. I reach into my... I hand him a gold coin.
He takes the gold coin, clasps both of his hands together, holds them out in front of you, in front of himself, and sort of shakes him a little bit and bows his head and then looks away.
Okay, I say, have a lovely day, and head to the tavern.
Okay. So you head up to the tavern. Do you just head straight in?
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do this. Let's talk to a skeleton bar.
Okay. So you open up the door to the bar, and unlike before, there is chaos in this room. There are people like running around. There are skeletons holding their hands to their heads. There's people like You see one person grabbing their a couple of people grabbing pickaxes, and it looks like something went down in here.
Oh, they probably found the crushed skeleton out front, didn't they?
You see the woman that you were talking to earlier is sitting at a table, and there's one or two people, including the barkeeper, questioning her, and she is holding her hands to their head, and sort of her shoulders are going up and down in a motion not dissimilar to someone weeping.
I look around and say, "Hello there."
A lot of the people just keep on talking, but I would say like half of the people like turn and look at you.
I'm looking for some information about this town. Can anyone help me?
One of the people points their hand at you, and then the two people with pickaxes run up.
I pull out my warhammer and use my channel divinity sacred weapon.
Okay.
I speak a few words, and it says, I say, "Lumen, give me strength." And my warhammer glows a bright white light, like it's just very bright, and with like holy light. And I say, "You might want to think twice about this. I'm looking for some information."
So tell me what that does exactly.
Well, really, it's a sacred spell. But for 1 minute, it adds to attack and damage rolls, or no, just attack rolls. And it emits a bright light in a 20-foot radius and is magical for the duration.
Okay.
No, it is attack and damage. So.
Okay, cool. The two people that were rushing towards you pause a little bit more than a foot or two away from your hammer as it's glowing, and they take a step back, but they keep their pickaxes pointed towards you.
Okay, I say, "Who can give me some information about what's going on in here? I'm looking for a small girl who may have come this way."
One of the people with the pickaxes shakes it at you, and their jaw moves up and down.
I smash him with the warhammer.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool. Roll an attack.
20.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, man. Okay, that hits.
Okay. So that's 9 damage.
Okay. So you smash this one, and they fall backwards, but they're not crushed or dead. They just fall, stumble backwards a little bit.
When I smash him, I yell, "By the light of Lumen, I will put you to your final rest. I am looking for information. Anyone willing to cooperate can go free."
The rest of the skeletons in the room, you can see them sort of get up, and they start trying to flee towards the door. At least the two that were fighting you before are coming at you now.
Wait, do any of the skeletons run past me?
Yes.
I smash them with my or I smash at least one with my opportunity attack.
Roll an attack.
The fun thing about this is, as a holy and religious paladin, I can smash skeletons with literally no qualms. Like, these are undead things that need to be put to rest. So I smashed one with 21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hits.
And, man, I only did 7 damage.
That's still pretty good. It stumbles and keeps on running out of the door. At this point, though, one of the other skeletons that was carrying the pickaxe comes at you.
Wait, do we need to roll a initiative?
I think that I'm going to not really use initiative much anymore, because I realize that with one player, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it more. I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna feel it out, but no, we don't. Short answer.
Okay.
So this person tries to hit you at the pickaxe with 15 to hit.
No.
And then the next one is sort of gets its bearing and comes at you from the other side with 22 to hit.
Yes, that does hit.
All right. And that's going to do only 3 piercing damage. So not that great.
Okay. I'm gonna smash the one that I smashed the last time.
Okay. So you're smashing that one again. Give me an attack roll.
13.
13 also hits.
13 damage.
Yeah, you smash this one again with your hammer, and this crashes into its shoulder, completely just destroying its shoulder bone. Its left arm just falls off, and then it just collapses into a pile.
All right, and I turn to the other one. I'm like, all right, come on.
The other one raises its hands and is backing up. It's like, whoa, 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 is sort of the gesture you're getting with one of its pickaxes. Its pickaxe is still held in its hand, but it's like backing up.
I point my hammer at it and just like back up with them, and I say, who can give me some information? I'm looking for a girl, and I will not ask this nicely again.
He is like looking around wildly. He realizes now that he is sadly very alone in this space. He is not feeling great about that. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do right now.
All right, I smash him. I'm just gonna like literally come up to him and just smash him across the head.
Give me an attack roll.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
Wait, probably not a 20. Hold on. Yeah, that is a 25.
Okay.
And I do 15 damage to it.
Yeah. You describe to me how this thing gets destroyed.
This is like this. At this point, Rodrick has been through more in like the past couple hours than he has been in his entire life. And he is just nearing the end of his rope. So once he sees that the skeleton isn't going to help him, Rodrick just shrugs his shoulders in a very like fuck it moment and just rears back and smashes the head of the hammer right into its skull.
Nice.
And the skull just like shatters.
Yeah, it shatters. It's falling apart and collapses into a pile next to its brethren.
And at that, Rodrick just like kind of lets out this like he is just all frustration. Mm-hmm. It's like it shouldn't be this hard to find a missing girl. Like I should not have to literally fight my way through undead skeletons and deal with this weird ass community of just death. And with that, he just turns and leaves and just heads he's now just like, there's nothing here that can really seem to help him. It seems to just be a bunch of skeletons, and the longer he stays there, the more likely it is they're going to get into some sort of trouble. So he's going to head to Velma.
Okay. You step outside, and the streets have been pretty cleared, and you start walking over towards Velma. You find her sitting astride Moonbeam, waiting for you, but you are just confidently striding up to her, and she's like, "What just happened? I just saw like a bunch of like those things like pour out, and then what did you do?"
Rodrick shrugs, and then he starts like laughing, and he's like, I guess you can say I cracked some skulls.
She smiles a little bit, and she's like, all right, so are we bailing? Are we good?
I honestly don't know. This seems very it's just people but skeletons, and part of me thinks I need to go and systematically end each one of these unholy abominations one by one, but that's not our mission right now. Our mission is to find this girl. I saw a jail cell and there was nothing there. I saw a tavern and it was just chumps. He doesn't say chumps. He wouldn't use the word chump. There's just skeletons. And I saw a park, and it's just a city. It's just a town. It's just a normal town with people, but skeletons. And I think we need to keep moving. I don't think there's anything here besides the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think that I can agree with you on that. All right, let's just head out. All right, you guys get astride Moonbeam, and she's got the reins this time, and you start riding through the town. You don't see anyone out on the street anymore, and as you move across, you notice something that you did not notice earlier with your one roll, which is that across from each of the buildings is a tall lamp. And at the top of it, there appears to be some sort of glowing pale light source. There's 4 of these lamps. However, there's only 3 light sources. The end of the cave is relatively dim to the rest of the places that you've been. And when you get there, as you get closer and you get past the 3rd building that you saw before, you see why it is so much dimmer here, and that's because the pole has been knocked down. This entire end of the thing has been crushed by some sort of rock slide, and the 4th building is half demolished. The light pole has been knocked over, and worse still, the tunnel is completely caved in. And you find yourself stuck in a precarious situation because you realize there is not an exit over here.
Well, Velma, it's as if some weird, all-controlling deity has deemed it that this place is important and we do need to do something here. So we're gonna turn around and I guess we need to figure out something, because we can't go forward and we can't really go backward because there's a similar and then as I'm talking it kind of dawns on to Rodrick.
She's shaking her head.
That there's no way out from this underground area. Because if the path forward is blocked off and the path backward just leads to where we fell through, then there's nothing that really leads back up to the surface.
Velma looks back over her shoulder in the saddle and looking at you, and she says with a kind of a pained smile, "You know, I don't think that it's people that suck. I think it's God." And that's where we're gonna end.
Well, damn.
Yeah, so this has been Side Character Quest.
Da-da-da-da-da.
This is actually the very first episode that we are recording post the release of the first episode. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I hope that people are still listening at this point. And yeah, thanks for sticking around all the way from the beginning to the beginning. I appreciate it. Do you have anything to say, Eli?
Just that it's super cool that everyone's listening to this, or that people, period, are listening to it, besides just me and Ty.
Yeah.
Despite my terrible voice acting skills and also really foul language. I did not realize how much I cursed until listening to that first episode. So,
yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Eli has just gotten to listen to the very first episode where he was playing as Urk, and he was disappointed in how much he said Jesus tits.
Yeah, it was once, but that is still one time too many, really.
Oh, Eli, I edited out at least one other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Well, I'll be going to church soon to ask for forgiveness for that.
Also for the end of this episode.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, thanks to everyone for listening. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, see you guys next fortnight on Side Character Quest. Have a great time, everybody.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We already did that.
Oh, well.
All right. Bye. Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejoydrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com. At this point, we don't have tons of messages, so we'll probably respond.
There'll be like a little music playing and then bloopers.
What's his name? That dude, Sir Rodrick, was running through some tunnels with his new buddy, Velma, who is a hobbit, halfling, a halfling. Okay, cool.
Be right back.
You know, Eli usually comes up with some sort of ad or something fun to put when I step away from the computer for a moment. What can I do? Hey guys. Hey. Let's this is Ty. I'm doing this is D&D ASMR. I'm gonna be rolling some dice. Yep. Just rolling some dice. ASMR 5e. Yep, okay. Oh, Eli's coming back. He's getting beard scritchies.
All right, I'm back.
Hey.
All right, so we're gonna keep moving.